Every vote counts. Your vote matters. Your vote is your voice. Vote for the right candidate.
The new minutes will be a game changer. Keep on watching.
Welcome to Washington America Show with international multimedia journalist, multidimensional, multifaceted artist and director of Human Rights Justice Council USA, Dr. Kashif Sohail.
Welcome to Washington America Show. A swing state is where the two major political parties have similar levels of support among voters, viewed as important in determining the overall result of a presidential election. A swing vote is seen as potentially going to any of a number of candidates in an election, or, in a two-party system, may go to either of the two dominant political parties. Such votes are usually sought after in election campaigns, since they can play a big role in determining the outcome. The claim that every vote counts is especially true in swing states. And such states have been in place since the election of the second president. Swing states, battleground states or purple states, are highly competitive states that have historically swung between voting for different parties in presidential elections. While most states consistently vote along party lines, from 2000 to 2016, 38 states voted for the same political party, the few who don't receive an outsized amount of attention from candidates and pollsters. 48 out of 50 states have a winner-take-all system, meaning that whoever gains the popular vote wins all of that state's electoral college votes.
Maine and Nebraska use the congressional district method, meaning they allocate 2 electoral votes to the popular vote winner in the state and 1 electoral vote to the popular vote winner in each congressional district. Presidents can win the popular vote and lose the electoral college vote. It's happened 5 times, most recently in the 2016 election, when Hillary Clinton received 2.8 million popular votes than electoral college winner Donald Trump, the largest disparity in history. Because 38 out of the 50 states have voted for the same party since the 2000 presidential election, it's relatively easy to predict which states will vote for a Democratic candidate and which will vote for a Republican. Swing states do not consistently vote along party lines that determine whether a candidate will win or lose. There is a reason why swing states exist here. The U.S. voting system is structured around states. U.S. presidential election system is designed to make states the important jurisdictional unit in voting. Swing states began to really emerge in the wake of the Civil War. While the concept is nearly as old as the Electoral College, the term swing state is a relatively modern creation. It didn't pick up steam until the hotly contested 2000 election, when journalists covered battleground states like Florida with increasing fervor.
The claim that every vote counts is especially true in swing states. Close presidential elections throughout American history have borne this out. Harry S. Truman defeated Thomas Dewey in 1948 by winning by less than 1% of the popular vote in then swing states like Ohio, California, Indiana, Illinois and New York, a race so close that newspaper headlines mistakenly proclaimed Dewey the winner. In the 1960 election between Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy, 10 states were won by less than 2% of the vote. And in 2000, the results of the election came down to who won Florida, which George W. Bush claimed by a margin of just 537 votes. The high-stakes game of winning over swing states means candidates spend 75% or more of their campaign budget on courting them. Swing states are the presidential campaign. There are few factors that can create swing states. Urban areas tend to vote Democratic and rural areas tend to lean Republican. When citizens leave liberal-leaning coasts or major cities to settle in smaller cities or more rural areas, they can alter the balance between parties. The ideological divide between parties began to widen in the 2000s. In a state with more moderate voters, the divide between Republicans and Democrats narrows, making it more difficult to determine political outcomes. As the country has evolved, the number and identity of swing states has evolved as well.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important. Cast your vote.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important. Every vote counts. Your vote matters. Your vote is your voice. Vote for the right candidate.
Candidates almost exclusively visit swing states on the campaign trail, often skipping other states entirely unless they're fundraising. Maine and New Hampshire have a lot of moderate, independent-minded voters who drive that two-party competitiveness. The Voting Rights Act has had a huge impact on enfranchising African Americans who couldn't vote 50 years ago in places like Texas, North Carolina, and Georgia. In the 2016 election, Donald Trump eked out an Electoral College victory by winning 6 out of 10 of the most competitive swing states. Potential 2020 battleground states in the presidential election between Joe Biden and Donald Trump include Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Together, the swing states identified in 2020 account for 119 Electoral College votes up for grabs. Swing states are key battleground states where it is not immediately clear who the winner will be. These states are considered to be competitive, meaning over the last several election cycles, the electorate has switched between supporting Republicans and Democrats. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
In swing states, neither party's candidate has a clear lead, meaning both parties see them as an opportunity to pick up electoral votes. Before a presidential election or even the presidential primaries begin, it is usually pretty clear how most states are going to vote. The electoral votes in swing states are crucial for a candidate to obtain the 270 needed to win.
Swing states can change year to year. In 2016, 11 states were determined to be competitive: Colorado, Florida, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Wisconsin. But a number of those states, while still important, have not been identified as particularly contentious in this year's election. This happens because the demographics and voting patterns shift over time. Sometimes there can be a particular candidate that puts a state or two in play that otherwise wouldn't have been in play. Or it could be that an election is so lopsided that some states become swing states as part of bigger landslides. One thing remains consistent though: candidates will spend a large portion of their time, effort and advertising dollars in these key battleground states in an attempt to persuade voters to support them. That's where a lot of the campaigning occurs. That's where the parties are going to be focused.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote. It's extremely important. Hurry up.
The results in swing states are normally very close, and are won by thin margins. North Carolina and Pennsylvania are two more states of importance. Pennsylvania had voted for the Democratic candidate every year since 1992, until the 2016 election when the state supported Trump. Winning Texas, which has 38 electoral votes, would be a large pickup for Biden, and would be a dramatic shift, considering the state has voted Republican in every election since 1980.
In 2016, 94% of all campaigning took place in just 12 states and 2/3 of the events took place in just 6 states. More than half of all states did not have one campaign event in 2016 after the national party conventions. No candidate stepped foot in any state with just 3 electoral votes, undermining the argument that the Electoral College forces candidates to run national campaigns. Since the conclusion of the national party conventions in August, over 70% of all campaign events have been held in just 6 states: Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan and Minnesota. Half of the top 10 most representative states are considered swing states this year: Arizona, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, and Nebraska. For much of the 20th century, New York and California were contested states. The Republican ticket won the state of California in all but one presidential election between 1952 to 1988 and won 6 out of 10 elections in New York State from 1948 to 1988. Given the Democrats' strength in many of the most populated states, the addition of Texas and Georgia to their coalition would give them many different combinations of states to cross the 270-vote Electoral College threshold, most of which vote reliably blue. The prominent role of swing states creates incentives for political parties to engage in tomfoolery aimed to benefit their interests. These battles can be seen in Wisconsin, Florida, Ohio, Texas, and Pennsylvania. Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Cast your vote, it's extremely important. Cast your vote, it's extremely important.
Yes, important.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the link below in order to find out more.
Please share this video, subscribe to our channel.